democratic right to take a stand on the issues of the day, unemployment, the economy, nuclear weapons, or whatever they may be. But for others, there are different issues, no less momentous, issues like fizzy drinks, queue barging, slop bowls, and uniforms. All those have been exercising the fledgling Democrats of one South London primary school. So, as we prepare to cast our votes in just under 4 weeks' time, Ian Smith went to find out what lessons the 7-year-olds had to teach us.
School Council, 10th of May 1983. Present. All classes represented. Helen and Colin's school journey. And Mr. Sandbrook. Also,
At Rosendale Primary School, Joshua Minot is one of 18 children who are the school's MPs.
Matters arising from
He's chairing his own class in one of today's crucial debates. It's about whether the school should supply cups of water for those who don't take school dinners but bring in their own sandwiches.
Some people don't like water and they're not allowed to bring in a drink, and so they don't have anything to drink and they dry up.
You have water in nearly everything, Kate.
Well, there's nothing else there to offer.
Unless they bring their own drink. Who thinks that there should be clean cups for the sandwich eaters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Whole class, write that down. 27. I'll take that up to council and see what the other classes think about it. Let's move on to the next subject.
What flavour crisp we got?
Chicken and cheese and onion.
Cheese and onion.
The council was set up 4 years ago. Its most astonishing achievement came with a vote that the headmaster had to accept that there should be a school tuck shop.
Can I have strawberry drink and cheese and onion?
It's open twice a week in playtime. It's run by 10 and 11-year-olds who use the profit and loss accounts as the basis for their maths lessons. Today, they sold 124 packets of crisps, 13 packets of peanuts and 16 soft drinks. Last year, they made a profit of £120, and the Children's Council promptly voted that that should be ploughed back into an aquarium for the library, bats and balls and skipping ropes for the playground.
Now there is a lot of talk about political education. I think that obviously we find we are teaching the children about democracy, and the whole structure of the thing is run very much like a local council with all the, hustings and elections and minutes and chair people and so on. So yes, there is something going on about democracy there, but they're not actually, I think you would find that the children probably don't know what the word democracy means necessarily, some of them, but they're practicing it.
And indeed they are. Decisions have been taken and are obeyed, including one that teachers shouldn't jump the dinner queue. Much of the debating is about food and the dining room. Last week, 2 of the council representatives were mandated to bring up with the headmaster a problem over bowls for leftover food. This morning, Amy Woods and Richard Slack, both aged 11, entered the headmaster's study.
Slops bowls, was it? Slops bowls.
Yeah,
Richard,
yeah.
tell me all about it.
So, where people put their slop bowls in? Well, where it normally used to be, where we used to put it all in one bowl. Well,
Yeah.
now you put it into a separate bowl. So I don't think it's working because a lot of people keep putting it in the wrong one, and it don't seem to be working too well.
They put their case that the present situation didn't seem to work and they'd like a simpler one.
You say it's not working, and other people saying it's not working.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people put it into the wrong one, and the dinner ladies have told them off.
The headmaster accepted the force of their argument and conceded. And now there will be only 1, not 2, slop bowls.
Right, so I'll change it from Monday. 1 slop bowl. Right?
Okay.
Great, well done. Thanks for coming. All right?
A small matter, but of such is the stuff of politics and education at Rosendale. Earlier, the entire 18-strong school council convened for what was to be a critical test of grassroots opinion on what's become known as the fizzy drinks issue. Should children be allowed to bring in their own fizzy drinks to go with their school dinners?
It was unanimous that our class all voted for drinks.
26 people out of 23 said we should ask the parents before we do or not do it.
So I think we should have a questionnaire like we done for the tuck shop, because then see if we could have it or not.
We've obviously found out that there are a lot of people who would like to have drinks with their school meal. Now,
Broadly, the staff are against the idea. Some children's parents may not be able to afford the extra fizzy drink with every dinner, and to make it a right could be socially divisive. But the children were adamant. They wanted the freedom to bring in fizzy drinks if they wanted to.
We should leave it to the children, because if they want their teeth to rot, then they can have their teeth rot.
And in the end, the master in charge sought a
now,
compromise.
do you agree that that's the best way for us to go ahead from here? We say that that's what we would like, and we ask for the opinions of parents, dinner ladies, dinner staff, and the teachers. Is that agreeable?
Yes,
If the council, I'm not sure what they decided this morning, but if they are actually saying that they want fizzy drinks,
They
then
are saying they want fizzy drinks.
saying they want, oh dear.
But they're also saying that they're prepared to consult with other people about it.
Right, well, they need to consult. They'll need to consult with the parents to see what they think. My fear is that there'll be some parents who don't like the idea, but out of embarrassment won't say so, financial embarrassment apart from anything else. And that will make it difficult for the questionnaire to be decisive. It'll have to be discussed in the staff meeting as well, and the children will have to, there may well come a point where I shall have to go and do another of my explanations to the council. If they still hold with it, then I think we would let it through, because I think it would be wrong not to.
Why did you want to be a rep?
Because I feel more grown up and I have more confidence of speaking up. Makes me think more about what's been happening, because I have to know what's been happening anyway, but makes me be more careful about my suggestions and that.
If you brought silly things up, people will be going, like, we'll have playtime all day, like, and, like, we ban the teacher from schools and silly things like that. So, like, we just talk about sensible things that can be done to make school a better place.
Eric, what do you think about the politicians outside?
Well, I think they're a bit noisy, because say if they're having, they're putting up suggestions and all that, well, they start to, say if they don't think it's right, and they start to shriek saying, oh, no, do this and do that, that's stupid, and things like that, and they shriek over the top of the person who's speaking, they shriek over the top of his voice, and no one can hear him.
How do you think Mrs. Thatcher, Mr. Foote, Mr. Steele and Mr. Jenkins would do if they came into your council?
I don't know, they'd probably be hard to match us.
None of these children is anywhere near old enough to vote on June the 9th. Yet in only 7 more years, the oldest of them could be marking X on their first Westminster election ballot papers. Wherever else the prospects for democracy may seem dim, at Rosendale Primary, its future is unquestionably bright.
The reporter Ian Smith with the green and tender shoots of democracy with some marvellous common sense and a pretty caustic view of the real thing. Now, the House of Commons, that predominantly male, overwhelmingly middle-class institution, has always been said to be the best club in London. But when a parliament ends, it's far more like a public